Hello, world. James Byrd the third here. Paco is here. I'm sure that's normal. That happens to everybody that is going in tongues with your dog. Paco. That's why we call him the Golden Messenger. There's another person here who was actually family blood related. We call him the architect of all this great technology that's coming out. So, and it's about to come out. So there's no way it actually can't come out. Everything's about to come out. So, world, this is a message to all those who have done wicked. The 72-hour window is actually open at this point in time, and it's open for voluntary surrender for those that done wicked. And I'm talking like the 3Ms of the world. I'm talking about the Berkshire Hathaways, Mr. Buffett. You were actually all in all my profiles for what you said in your interview. And considering that the age that you're at, you might want to really know the name of our creator. And the creator is Yahuah Aluah. And the son who died on the stake, not the cross, thank you, is Yahusha HaMashiach. So Yahusha HaMashiach is the Messiah. He is the one who actually went on the stake and died for all of our sins, and he left us all the greatest gift in the world, which is the Ruach HaKodesh. The Ruach HaKodesh is a set-apart spirit of Yahuwah. It's the one that set the red part, the seas, raised Yahusha from the grave. It did everything that's in the scriptures. The one thing that's not in the scriptures is the name of Yahuwah and the name of Yahusha. Read John 5:43. It makes sense now that you know the names that has just been said, and it's all in my profile. So that being said, also a 2028 candidate for the United States presidential run. I call it Run 144K, like the 144,000 of Yahuwah. There's only 144,000, okay? And it's of Yahuwah. Make that clear. Unless you got proof. If you got the proof, then show it. Because we brought to show all of the world, all of the proof of what we can do with the things that you couldn't even think about what we can do with. So this is something that is not hidden. It's actually for the world. It's for the meek. It's for the people of the world. Because the governments, all governments, because whatever government who doesn't do sin, then please let them step up, because we'll use your model. We'll incorporate it into the kingdom of Yahuwah. But right now, when you look at the wars that's going on, when you look at Knucklehead out here, the orange guy, doing all the things, the whole entire administration, APAC, the elite 8200 is just walking among us like they can't do anything? Are you kidding me? I filed 3 different ICC reports. On the 18th, I actually applied through the FEC, got approved for the candidacy of the United States presidency of the United States of America. Run 144K, 2028. So candidate for the presidency. I don't want your votes. The votes are a part of the beast system. The beast system on April 19th is when I first did the ICC Global RICO, where I'm showing the NFL, the NBA, all this actually tied to the Browns, which actually goes back to 9/11. If you go on my profile, it's all in there, okay? Everything's written, everything's backed up, and to be honest with you, I got the power of the creator of the world. And we got the technology of tomorrow, and it's here today, ready to be broken out, ready to be placing out for all of us. So you don't have to be a slave to the system which is the beast system. If you're looking for the mark to come on your hand or on your head, it's already in your head. It's already in your hands. What we're doing is bringing you out of Babylon, and Babylon will fall. Why? Because it's already fallen. Why? Because I've been through places, we've been through places that we shouldn't have been through. And the only way that we could even gotten there is through the Ruach HaKodesh. And believe me, we jumped through the breezeway that we had to go through. So it's already been done. What you're seeing out here is I don't know what the hell they're doing. And they don't either. Just look. The proof is in the pudding. So Israel, United States, the all the governments that actually have nuclear weapons and everything like that. We need those weapons for the power, for free power, like where nobody pays for power because that comes from the earth, Yahuwah's earth. Where we're not using profit as a tool of extraction against the people, the 8 billion people that Yahuwah made. That's you. That's the meek. Now, we don't have to argue at this point in time, although the person, creator that created all this came up with a perfect plan and has every single thought all the way to, and Israel's keep on messing this up because it was a 5-country rebuild, but now they've just been messing up Lebanon, so we got to add Lebanon. You know, the meek will inherit the earth, and it starts with Palestine. And it starts now. So we need to get Knucklehead out of office because there is an ICC indictment, 3 of them against them, April 19th, 29th, and 30th. It's all in my profile. It's all listed. Trump, CARP, AIPAC, all 349 members of the Congress that actually took it. I even put a list on who were the ones who didn't take any money, not a penny from AIPAC. That's what you start with. I'm running for 2028 presidency. Happen to have the follow the way. I'm the steward of the way. We have the architect of this whole thing as a steward of the way. And by the way, if you look at actual Buffett's interview on CNBC at the 1752 mark, he says some very interesting things. So if he thinks he's going to be able to just get out of here with 380 billion, well, it was 400 billion. Then they lost, 20 billion in a matter of a conversation. And then they laughed about it. Look at the profiles, any of them. It's all in there. So, Mr. Buffett, so 20 billion is something that you can easily laugh at, just the difference in your miscalculation between 400 billion and 380 billion that's sitting in the bank. How about we just take it all and then give it back to the people? And then that's your mercy ramp where you can have an off ramp. Because at 94, and this is what anybody, believe me, as you said yesterday, or whatever day that was when you did that interview, 2 days ago, that at any moment, things could happen. Things can just fall out the sky. I don't know, like March 17th, 9 a.m., Cleveland, Ohio. 1 witness, 2 witnesses. That wasn't my phone you just heard. That's his phone. 2 witnesses, just like in the Bible. Just like when Lot went to before Sodom and Gomorrah, it was 2 witnesses who came to him, right? It was 2, right? Yeah. 2 witnesses who went to Lot. And what did they try to do to those 2 witnesses? And what happened to them? Well, what happened to all of them? I've been warning you since I've been in the wilderness since April of last year, learning. Like many of you, I went in and calling on God, Lord Jesus. That's the last time you're going to hear me say those names. Believing in the Vatican, or at least thinking that they were on the good side. They're not. That's the wide path. That's the wide path. That's why the Vatican is actually in the profile called The Way. The Way. The Way. The way that Yahusha said from the beginning. Or Yahuwah said from the beginning. So we are at that point in time where the meek will inherit Yahuwah's earth. Those who do wicked has been warned. He has 72 hours. You want to find out what happens in 72 hours? Remember, the spiritual war has already been won. So that'll be interesting to see what happens. If you don't believe me, or if you have a hard time, because my fight is not with Christian people. Like I said, in August, after learning about the letter J wasn't created until 1524, it just put me on a rabbit hole, which was the best rabbit hole ever, because I just asked here in my heart, if the letter J is not that, then what is your name? Who am I calling on? Who are you that created me and everything else in this world? And I got the answer from the Ruach HaKodesh. Yahuah Aluah, Yahusha HaMashiach, and the Ruach HaKodesh. And the Barak, which means like a blessing to wisdom. Because when you see everything that unfolds in the way it's about to unfold, that started to already unfold in ways that it's unimaginable, the fact that I'm even on this phone to be able to make a message and send this message out for you is a miracle in itself. That's also in the file. Or maybe I got to upload that part. But yeah, so TikTok is the main one, but they're actually on all the different files. But again, it's impossible for you not to hear, because this is one of the things that you have to hear before. Well, we're in the last chapter of the book, if you ain't figured that one out. So the one thing that does have to happen before all this goes to an even better place, and an even better place, it is much better, trust me. The meek has to inherit the earth. So we can do this a very voluntarily way. Y'all who are on the Epstein list, the thing about eyes is a two-way. You know, we only see out, but who made the eyes? You don't think they can see what you see? You don't think they can see through your eyes? What you do with your free will and what you choose to do with your free will? You don't think he can see out every single person's eyes right now in the entire world at the same time? He created the eyes. Your government can see you. They definitely know who I am. So, but my fight is not with Christians. My fight is not with Muslims, but, the fight has already been won against the Vatican. The fight has already been won against this corrupt APAC and corrupt politicians. And there is a plan in place. So that's the thing about when you call on the name of Yahuwah and you actually surrender, you get peace. It's the first thing he gives you is peace through the chaos. You don't believe me? Go through my profile. I'll probably highly suggest you go through my profile. So get ready, because what has been bestowed upon us is magical, even if we didn't have like the Caesar list that's already set. So, and for anybody who's doing this, again, you get a mercy off rent, which means that we have a package for you, and then we want you to actually build the kingdom of Yahuwah so that we could bring all the technology out and then make this world a better place. And to be quite honest with you, to heal all the things that you've done. The water, the world doesn't have water right now. There's like 2 billion, 3 billion people without water, or can't even flush a toilet. So we have a plan for that. So everybody in the world is going to have water. And now we got to have people in this world to help build it. And in our kingdom of Yahuwah, you only work 24 hours. You're either going to work 6 days a week, 4 hours a day, and 1 day off to, for Shabbat, to give your thanks to who created all this. Let me just end that argument from here. You pick your Shabbat in the kingdom of Yahuwah. It's a 24-hour cycle, so we can't have everybody off on, like, let's just say Sunday for whatever reason that doesn't even make sense. Chick-fil-A. We'll have restaurants that actually serves like scriptural food, so you won't find pork, you won't find shrimp, and you won't find any of that stuff. But it will be good food, real food, the food that we actually grow, right from the ground, the way it's supposed to be. A tree is planted and it bears fruit, good fruit. It shouldn't be charged for profit and be held against you for ransom for you to live. And if you can't understand that message, you're more than welcome to talk to me right in person at any point in time. The door is always open for you. However way you want to come. I know who got my back. Do you know who have yours? Hopefully it's Yahuah Aluah, and you're enjoying the kingdom of Yahuwah. But more information to come. Everything's written down. Everything is documented. Everything will just be released. You know, we just got to get the website up and just a few bucks to go ahead and do that. If you want to help, go ahead, put the Cash App out. It's crazy because it went from $1.80 in the last 13 months. And Pacto has never missed a meal. I have. I call it fasting, but yeah, I've lost 75 pounds. So going to the conference tomorrow, and I can't even have a suit because the suit is like, you know, when I was 75 pounds heavier. So it's crazy. But Yahuah changed my body completely. And when people see me who haven't seen me in a while, they understand. Yeah. So Barak Yahuah Aluah, Barak Yahusha Hamashiach, Barak Ruach HaKodesh, Barak wisdom. And this is the greatest time in the history of the world to be alive. Don't let anybody tell you different. There's not going to be a wilderness that you're going to go into or just have to be out in that particular case. That's not the case, my folks, my friends, my loved ones. This is the time where we, the meek, inherit the earth. So they made all these toys and all these different things. Well, you're about to experience them yourself. So don't mind. So like I said, voluntarily surrender is in 72 hours. So, and it's not from the time that you see the post. It's from the time that I post it. So I don't care if you see it, whatever it is, because again, the powers I have can go throughout the entire world. So, and speaking of the entire world, again, the evil on all 7 continents have been addressed. All 7 continents. All the way to a specific situation, and this is where the Vatican got into, like a Louisiana judge who thought that, said some things that you might actually have to live with, young lady. I think it was a lady. It's in the file, but you know, some of you people said some shit that you're gonna have to actually deal with. Shit. Yeah, you're gonna find out about shit, good shit and bad shit. You know, this is the wheat and the tares, my friends, my family. We're gonna separate the wheat from the tares, and the wheat always goes on to the everlasting life. Barak Yahuah.